Ready. You got to tune to Wop-Up on KEXP 90.3. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Darek Mazzone, your DJ and host. And in the studio tonight, we have two amazing artists. We have Kiran Ahluwalia and we have Souad Massi. We're going to start with the phenomenal Kiran Ahluwalia. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us. Amazing, amazing vibe in this room.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We like it. Let's hear some music.
Okay. This is Khafa.
Kiran Ahluwalia, live in the studios of KEXP on Wop-Up. Once again, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
The new record is 7 Billions.
Yep, 7 billion.
6 Degrees Records, and it's available
Now.
secretly
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
And the track you just played is called Khafa, which translates as Up in Arms. Tell me more about the song.
Khafa. This is a song I wrote about the middlemen of religion. So the song is saying...
That's a light subject.
All my subjects are so light. The song is lamenting that time that I used to have a direct relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
And then the song is saying that then all these people came in and they said, no, you got to do this way. This ritual needs to be done that way, and this this is the proper way of doing it. And it's lamenting all these middlemen of religion and that loss of that direct relationship. And the song is saying that basically I got so angry that I walked away from God. Mm-hmm. And then when I walked away, I didn't take news of myself. I stopped taking news of myself, because that used to be one way that I used to check in with myself as well.
That's beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
Is that a driving force within the whole record, or is that just one song?
That's one song, but all of this sort of kind of intolerance is a common theme mm-hmm. in the record. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've known each other for a while.
Yes.
You've been at our old space, and we also did some work in New York. So I'm curious, because it's always interesting when you've worked with artists for a bit, you see time change, and the world we're living in right now is a bit different than the time that when we first met and started recording stuff. And in the context of being an artist and somebody that takes all this in and whose calling is to present that in a way, how do you, and I ask this question a lot, how do you filter that? Because there's a lot. And how do you channel that inspiration into music?
Wow, how do I channel it? Well, the how is really difficult to articulate. So basically, music is my emotional release. Mm-hmm. And so if I'm angry at something, or if I'm sad at something, or even happy, and if it affects me enough, and I sit down and I do music every day at my home. So I'm sitting there and I have to have something to sing about. And if it's not an old song, it's going to be a new song. And if something is bothering me, if it's stuck, then I do it through music and I release it through music. It just comes out.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Let's talk a little bit more about, let's hear another song, please.
Okay, this is going to be Saat. It's the title song of the album.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Seriously, that is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Kiran Ahluwalia in the studios of KEXP on Wopop. The track is called Saat 7. And it's the title track of the new record.
Yes.
Tell me about 7.
So the whole CD started with this song, Saat. Saat means 7, as you said. And so I was hearing a lot of stories about cultural intolerance and hate crimes, really. And so that inspired me to write this song. And the song is saying that there's so much intolerance, not just within communities, like, Muslim community versus the Christian community or the Sikh community, but even within the communities, there's so much intolerance about what the right way to do things is. And so now we are 7 billion people on this earth. And so really there are 7 billion ways of looking at the world and 7 billion ways of doing things. And so that's what this song is saying. And my favorite lines are, in Hindu mythology, the river Ganga comes. So there's this big, huge river in India called the Ganges. Yeah. We call it the Ganga too. And in Hindu mythology, the river Ganga emanates from the goddess Ganga, who sits on top of the Lord Shiva's shoulder, who sits up on top of a mountain. And so the song is saying, in my sky, there's a flowing river. And who knows, maybe in the dark robes, there's really a colorful garden. And the dark robe that I'm referring to is the hijab.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is black. But we don't know what's inside there, what peace, what serenity for the women who wear them. Maybe there's a beautiful, colorful garden in there.
That's beautiful. So you grew up outside of Delhi? And then
I grew up in Delhi. Yeah.
And then you moved to Montreal or Toronto?
Toronto.
Okay, how old were you?
I was 9 at the time.
Okay, cool. So you experienced that, and then you moved to Toronto, which is a very multicultural city.
Yes.
And now you're living in Manhattan.
In Harlem.
In Harlem, which is its own country in its own way.
It is,
So you, in that last song, there was so many different incorporations, musical styles, that it was really interesting. So I'm always curious of artists that come from a place such as Delhi or India, which is this huge cultural presence, and then create music, but then open up their music. Like you played with Tinaruwen, you covered Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. There's play and experimentation in your music. Does that come from your experiences of travel, or is it just that you're just curious and you want to explore?
It comes first and foremost from my own hyphenated cultural identity. I am, as you mentioned, a person who's born in India, brought up in Canada. And so I have 2 cultural citizenships, and because I want the music to be authentic to me, I want it to reflect my reality. And so I can't have it just traditional Indian. I need to bring in my Canadianness in it. And so that's where you get a lot of Western sounds in my music, because I grew up with that. And that's what I am. But beyond that, I'm a global citizen, and so I'm ready to take influences from anywhere in the globe aesthetically if I like them. And the things that I'm enticed by are African desert blues and also R&B here in the States, so rhythm blues and other groove-based musics and nuances of jazz.
It's perfect. Okay, awesome. Kiran, thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to bring in Souad Massi, so I guess we're going to take a pause, guys? Yes? Okay. You got to tune to Wopop KEXP. I had 2 artists tonight. We had Kiran Ahluwalia, and now somebody who I've been a fan of for a very long time is here, Souad Massi. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Let's hear some music, please.
Okay. جرب اللي سقسيتو سطور فارغين خلاولي ما عرفت الطريق للشمس والورد في ربيع تبلي كل دار تبلي حبس طير لي بعد ولالي شحال مكتاب قريتو شحال محكاية حكاولي جرب اللي سقسيتو سطور فارغين خلاولي ما عرفت الطريق للشمس والورد في ربيع تبلي كل دار تبلي حبس طير لي بعد ولالي وراني عايشة كلي في منام مرة نامن ومرة نكذب قالوا لي مع الوقت كل شي يبان يبيع منام يقول لي راني عايشة كلي في منام مرة نامن ومرة نكذب قالوا لي مع الوقت كل شي يبان يبيع منام يقول لي ما بنصح من الكذب غير اللي عليلي في الجبال شمس مع صباح تغرب خطاولي الشمس في الغربال شتالي تصب ما تطفي النار اللي شعلة فيا دموع عينيا ما تكفي خير ربي داري بيا وراني عايشة كلي في منام مرة نامن ومرة نكذب قالوا لي مع الوقت كل شي يبان يبيع منام يقول لي وراني عايشة كلي في منام مرة نامن ومرة نكذب قالوا لي مع الوقت كل شي يبان يبيع منام يقول لي دان 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 وراني عايشة كلي في منام مرة نامن ومرة نكذب قالوا لي مع الوقت كل شي يبان يبيع منام يقول لي وراني عايشة كلي في منام مرة نامن ومرة نكذب قالوا لي مع الوقت كل شي يبان يبيع منام يقول لي يبيع منام يقول لي يبيع منام يقول لي
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Souad Massi, live in the studios of KEXP on Warpop. Once again, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
The track is called Hayati from the record Deb. Can you tell me what Hayati is about?
Hayati means my life in Arabic. I wrote this song when I was 17. I was lost and I didn't know what to do for the future. I had a lot of questions about life and some still without answer. And it's about that. It's about all the questions we can ask about life and about what's happening in the world.
And you were living in Algeria at that time?
Yes, I was in Algeria.
And you joined the band at the court at 19?
Yes, yeah.
So 2 years later, you joined the band.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if people know about this, but the band became popular, and then it became very controversial. And it was difficult for you to play, and it was one of the reasons why you moved out of Algeria?
I moved because I was invited, but like you said, it was very hard because it was a rock band, and it was and it was in this period in the Civil War, and it was very hard to play, and all the venue was closed, and for women it was very hard to go to play music.
To perform, and
to perform, yeah.
And you started dressing like a man and cut your hair, but it was still difficult?
I was like a boy when I was young, so
Okay.
it was me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
I was play football, and
I thought I was young. I thought I'm a man. So
That's beautiful.
I understand after that moment.
So you've been living in Paris for how long now?
17 years.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
long time. So, but
Yeah.
you've had a really beautiful career. I know that when people found out you were coming, especially people in the Arabic diaspora, they were like, Souad Massi's coming, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time since you've been here, and it's especially now, it's super important, and I'm super grateful that you are here now, because your voice and your message and just your presence is needed in this country right now. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
Would love to hear some more music, please.
Thank you.
أديالي
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Souad Massi, live in the studios on Wop Up at KEXP. This is
Amessa.
Amessa.
Yeah.
And what is that? That's not an oud, but what is that exactly?
This is the mandol.
Okay.
And I want to thank Mahdi Dalil, who is with us,
Thank you.
my little brother. And this is, we use this instrument a lot of in the popular Algerian music.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know from which country it was introduced. Perhaps Mahdi can help us. From Italy.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
From Italy.
So it's crazy old, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been back to Algeria?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What's it like there now?
I want to be, you say optimist here or no?
Yes, we try.
We try everywhere. I want to be optimist because we need hope.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, for example, me as a singer, trust me and follow me. So I had to be optimist and give hope for my people. So I hope the things will be better in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We hope to.
Yeah. Thank you.
Beautiful. So Massi, thank you so much.
Thank
okay,
you.
we're going to take a break and then we're going to bring everybody in.
Yeah.
Okay. KEXP 90.3, where music matters. You got it tuned to Wop Up, KEXP 90.3, best radio station in the world, for real. This is going to be awesome. We have Souad Massi and Kiran Ahluwalia doing a song together. It'll be Deb from your record, Deb. But before we get started, Kiran, could you introduce the band, please?
Oh, yeah. So on guitar is Reza Bassi, who's also the musical director of my group and my arranger, and my husband.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of responsibility there. And then on accordion is my brother, Luis Simao. And on drums is my other brother, Mark McLean. And then the child that I never had, my little boy, Nitin Mitta, on tabla.
Keep it in the family. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so how did you guys come together? How did this ensemble form?
Yeah, so the whole thing started with that song Saat, which was about cultural intolerance. And then when I finished writing Saat, I thought, okay, I've released my own emotions a little bit about all these hate crimes. But I still felt helpless, like I have not done anything to help the situation. And so what can I do? Well, I'm only a musician. I can only bring music. And so I thought, I come from the Sikh tradition. And after 9/11, it's the Sikh and the Muslim ethnicities, communities that have received the most hate crime in North America, in Canada and America. And so I thought, well, I'm out there and I wanted to bring also an artist from the Muslim world. And neither of us are doing religious music. We're talking about all sorts of other things. So I wanted to pair up with someone, and I thought, I've collaborated with a lot of people. I've never collaborated with a female singer. And so all these things came together, and I thought about it, and I only thought about it for a couple of days. And I thought, okay, Souad Massi, someone that I would like to, get in touch with. And so I didn't have a list. I only had just Souad Massi.
Thank you. Thank you.
But she's very evasive. And so it took me 3 months to track her down, to hunt her down. Ooh, Souad Massi, where is she?
Yeah.
Where was she?
I told you I was lost.
Okay. You're found now.
And I found her, and I said, hey, you want to do this? And as a gift to me, she said yes.
Thank
And
you.
so here we are together.
Will you be recording something together, possibly? Or is that too early to say?
Yes, we will be, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we will be, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, look forward to hearing
Projects.
that. Okay, beautiful. Let's hear the song. Thank you.
علي في السماء لو كان جيت طير صغير ولا حمامة علي في السماء نقطع جبال وويدان يبقى كل إنسان أحسن نقطع جبال وويدان يبقى كل إنسان أحسن أنا قلبي كان جيت مجايمة لبحر لبحر لو كان جيت حتى عايمة ضل نسافر لو كان جيت مجايمة لبحر لبحر لو كان جيت حتى عايمة ضل نسافر لبحر لبحر نقطع جبال وويدان يبقى كل إنسان أحسن نقطع جبال وويدان يبقى كل إنسان أحسن ما أنا قلبي
Souad Massi Kiran Ahluwalia, live in the studios of KEXP. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When did you know that this was special? After the first rehearsal, or is it just ongoing?
I went to in YouTube and I hear the music and the song of Kiran, and I know her. I know her work, and I feel it. I feel that can work. Sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Please come back again.
Thank you.
And massive success wherever you may go.
Merci.
Thank you.
Shukran.
Shukran. KEXP 90.3, where the music matters. I'm Darek Mazzone, your DJ and host. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank Jim Beckmann, Justin Wilmore, Scott Holpainen, Kevin Suggs, Yosef Vaskovitz, and also John Kurtzer and Town Hall for putting this all together. KEXP 90.3, where the music matters.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.